Alright, so this video is just the importing into the UDK and comparing it to the automatic mapping. So here we got the automatic mapping variation. Again, if you don't know how to put the actual texture on it, that was just going in here and making sure you find a material. What material did I use, right? Because that's what you're going to ask. I went to rock. Go to UN rock, and I found rock right here. There's several different variations. There's big rock, small rock. I'm going to be using the smaller rock because I know that's going to work out quite well. The bigger rock, this might work too, but that's a texture. So let's use a smaller rock variation. Oop, close that out. Now you should still have your model open. I double clicked it, and you should be able to just click here and it assigns that texture space to the cave. And you can see the smaller variation with automatic mapping wasn't all that bad, right? Not all that bad. You can't really tell. I just used the bigger variation just freak you out. So you do the UVs. Yeah, you can hate me later. So here, let's close this out. Now let's look what amazing looks like. Okay, I gotta show this at the same time because it wouldn't be worth it. So here is automatic mapping. If I right click, if I right click and go re-import static mesh, oh, and export it out, duh, file. So let's show all my stuff, file, export all, cave 2, smoothing groups, export all, yes. Then re-import it. Alright, sweet. Okay, I'm just going to close this out. You can see how nice that is. Everything's the same. Okay, let's close that out. Let's jump into this thing. And there we go. Cave wall. Now I got a couple blue spots in here. I got like a little bit of a blue there too. So, you know, that's a good debugging thing that we got to look at. Could be just the lighting here, but look at that. That's nice, right? Yeah, everything else looks good. So what's this? Okay, let's hide that. Okay, now remember, there's 2 layers here, right? So I want to make sure that in this area there's no weirdness going on. There might be a duplicate surface. So I'm just going to kind of rip it apart, play around with it a little bit, make sure it's okay. Sometimes separate. No. Okay. Good. Grab a face. Go like this. Aha. See? Good stuff right there. I just found a double-walled surface. And look at that. There's a couple faces hanging out. So, and you can see that when I click on this area, it blinks. You know. So let's see what happens. Okay. And it's starting to really blink now. This is called backface culling. And you'll see in that area there's a double mesh. So to get a hold of it, you just have to go like this, that, and there we go. And you'll see that there's a couple in here. This is caused when you made, well, when I made the collision model, I might have got sloppy with it. So that's how you fix that. And if you see it occur, just as I said, use common sense, back up a little bit, and repair it. At least you know what it looks like now, and when it pops in, you'll know how to repair it. So it's a good idea maybe to move these around, see if there's anything else occurring. There we go. Looks a lot better. Okay, File, Export All, Cave 2, and in here, I'm just going to re-import that in. So I'll be looking for the stuff like that when I'm grading you, as far as that is concerned. You know, I'm going to be looking for backface culling on mistakes like that, and you can see how much better that really looks if you just take your time and fix it. So don't forget, I didn't make this actual texture or material. This is just a unified or uniformed material texture that's just rock spread out. So that's why you're going to get some surfaces that have some really wonky stuff, maybe even a seam in this area, because this wasn't really designed for this mesh. But it's nice to have a mesh that can grab a hold of things like this. Okay, and things like that I would look at as far as that's concerned. See this area right here, that says that is the UVs are pinched in that area. And I believe that is right here in this corner. And here, if I look at the UVs, you will find out that they are a little pinched. There we go. So that's how you repair stuff like that. Now if you put this back into the game, it looks a little bit better. But if you look here also, this square and this square and this square are kind of getting really big, right? They got... So I'm going to move these around just a little bit. Like that. And distribute them a little bit better. These little areas right here, these are almost impossible to get 100% perfect, but hey. A little bit of pulling apart, a little bit of unfolding, a little bit of love, and you'll get it. Okay. And what I'm looking for is this tearing to occur. See this right here? Look how this one's crisp and this one's blurry. So my job here is to get both lines crisp. If that helps. I think that's a little easier to explain what I'm looking for here. Is I'm looking for this crispness of the line. I want it to be as crisp everywhere. Little back face appearing here. And sure enough, there's a single cell. right there. Cool. Put it back together. All right, now I have a video called More Debugging. This is great. This is good fun. So that is how to tweak your UVs to make them a little bit better and get that crispness occurring and debugging a little further. And now I think I'm done. I'm being picky at this stage because that's just the nature of who I am. And I would say that that looks a little bit better, and I'm still going to be tweaking that until I get it perfect. But I'll do that off video because that's not a requirement there. Cool. All right, that's it for caveness. Now we got to look at making it so it has a transition between this and land. There's some more texture stretching occurring right there too. And I'll see you in the next video. All right, as a friendly amendment to a video, what I'm going to do is just show you how or what I did to unify it even further. I'm just going to hit play from here, and you can see that there's no stretching occurring on any of the walls. Here's that general area that I had problems with. Here's the other area I had problems with. So you don't see that stretching occurring. And what I did is because it had that weird extraordinary vertice in the area, rather than deal with one big huge shell, I broke it up into, for the top part of the cave, 4 individual shells, and then the bottom I kept it as one shell. So that seemed to be a lot better as far as the uniform of this cave. I wouldn't say all caves, but this cave worked out quite well. And I look around, and not all the squares are the same size. All right, so I just wanted to kind of point that out. That helps. Another thing that really helps is if you're developing meshes that are using uniform textures, it's best to keep them all within the same angle. So like this, for example, I might want to do this so all the squares kind of flow in the same angle of things, just like that. That will make a lot less seams. And now you can really see maybe that the bottom half is a little bit bigger or smaller than the other half. So I'm going to try to line those up as best I can when it comes down to the squares. The squares are important, not 100% lined up, just lined up enough where it makes sense. If I go like that, I can now put all this onto here, and I can shrink it down just one little skosh. And there we go. Perfect. So you want to get the majority of the area covered as best you can. And that's what I had to do. File, export all. Let's go to the Cave 2 FBX. I'm going to re-import this. And play in here. Okay, now you can see that the transition from the ground to the walls is a lot smoother because I took that extra step. So there is no doubt there is some work to be had when it comes to making a cave. There'll always be a little bit of issues, but hey, look at that. Looks better. That's all that matters. All right, that's my friendly amendment. Enjoy.